Well, I was actually very pleasantly surprised that well, I don't know if pleasant is the right word. I was surprised that it's really about a 50-50 split, where some people's vac minis just run dry and the other half don't. So that means that, I mean, one of the issues when you review pens is that typically you have one exemplar of a given model, right? So if our pen runs dry, then we don't know if it's because we got a non-functional pen or whether it is a bigger problem. And it turns out to be a bigger problem, but apparently not for everyone. Now, one suggestion that a few people made is that you can remove the O-ring from the piston or something, then it shouldn't run dry anymore. I haven't tried that yet.
We'll do that next.
One does wonder why they put the O-ring in the first place then, but maybe that is a solution.
I wonder if those not having trouble with the pen drying out are using fine nibs, and the ones that are having trouble with the pen drying out are using broad nibs.
Not necessarily. So. There are people who said, I have a fine nib and it doesn't write. I have the same thing. So I really don't.
So in other words, I got a good one.
Yeah, you got a good one.
Well, mine has a fine nib, but it has never run dry on me.
Yeah, I got the fine as well, and I haven't had an issue. But at the same time, I have a friend who, after I did my review, she went and ordered the extra fine, just tiny handwriting, and nothing but problems. It starts, it stops, upstrokes are okay, then the downstrokes don't go, and the next day it's an upstroke that's no good, and it just goes back and forth. And she's put Noodler's X ink in it, which is, I've never had a problem with it. And she's using cheap copy paper. So, from work, she works in she's a doctor. So, and generally cheap copy paper, loves to suck the ink out of your pen. So it usually helps it along, especially if it's in, bad shape. But I found the same thing, and she's not the only one. There was another person I talked to that had it. They got a medium nib, and they had issues. Their issues were that the tines were a little bit misaligned, so I think because they weren't experienced, that they tried to align them themselves and did more damage than good. But, yeah, and that O-ring is easy. If you go to Brian Goulet's got an excellent video on the VAC 700 on how to take it out of the middle here. It's just a shutoff valve. It's just made so if you go on an airplane, when the pressure changes, it doesn't shoot the ink through.
Right.
I'm not on an airplane that often, so like with my 823, the Pilot 823, I took it apart, I popped it off, I put it in a little, I saved it, of course, and now I don't have to unscrew the back, because that kind of drives me nuts to have to remember to unscrew the back if I'm going to do something. And if you're writing something quick, you go, but then if you start writing more, you forget, oh wait, I'm writing more, so let me stop and unscrew the back. So
I should try that.
Yeah,
try that next. Yeah, that was a good tip. Yeah. Well, apart from that, I mean, I think it's a cool idea. It's a cute little pen.
It's a why didn't they make it so that you could just, instead of the threads, why didn't they make it so you could just pop it on and have some sort of friction?
That would have been so much better.
It cross threads continuously with mine.
Yeah.
All the time. It's quite frustrating because you every time it gets you out of your flow, literally and
the clip never aligns right. Like
ever
aligns.
It looks so wrong.
Yeah, it looks wrong. It's just.
Does yours wiggle? I've got 2 people who don't and 3 people who do, where it wiggles at the top. So.
Interesting.
Yes, and mine does wiggle, but I've never noticed it before.
Well, now you do.
Now you will not notice it.
Now it'll drive you crazy.
Yeah.
But I do love this nib. The nib. I love the clip. I mean, it's so springy and it's just. They got the spring part right, and.
Yeah. That's some of it.
Yeah. And the fact that the back is great.
I think the nibs are smooth too when they write. I had no issues. It's just a very pleasant nib for sure. It's just it would be nice if it would keep writing. But,
absolutely. Especially if the way what got me is that it can't be perfect. It's an inexpensive pen in the scheme of things, but they spent 3 years supposedly developing it. I think it was 3 years on the back burner because they wanted to do all the other pens. But in a consumer's mind, we expected something more simply because you pushed it off for 3 years. 3 years ago, you said you're going to do it, and then every year it was, well, another year it's still in development, another year it's still, and then it comes out, and there are some issues that should have not been overlooked.
Yeah.
I haven't personally had any of those issues. I do have one issue with the TWSBI Mini Vac, a design issue. Dr. Brown, do you know what that issue is?
It's fairly small in your hands.
No, that's perfect. I like the small one. It's a throw in my book bag.
It's the gray.
It's the gray
of course.
inner cap. But you're making a demonstrator pen, you make the whole thing clear, and then you put a gray inner cap in it.
Yeah.
So I guess it's Pick on Twisby Day.
It is National Pick on Twisby Day.
National
It
Pick
is,
on Twisby Day.
National?
yeah, it's the
Or
16th of
international, as
January.
it were.
Yeah, it is
International.
international.
International Pick on Twisby Day.
I did understand once, I don't know if it's really true, I don't know if I said that last week, but that apparently that gray inner cap is to shield the nib
All
from
right.
drying
Eric.
out because it's, well,
Okay.
I think.
Eric, you want your problem solved?
Of course I want my problem solved. In fact, can you solve them all?
Do you have? No, I can only do this one.
Okay.
One at a time. You only get one wish today. All right. You have a pencil in your office with an eraser.
With an eraser, no.
Jam it into the top of the cap. Give it a twist, and now you have a crystal clear cap.
I will do that. I
There
will
you
do
go.
that.
But now you're gonna have ink splashing up into here.
Oh,
And-
horrors!
Well, it's not a big deal, except that you have this, the end of the screw that holds your logo and your clip in place. So it may have been there, I think, to prevent the ink from corroding that.
Okay, but you can hold up that inner cap now?
Oh, yeah. I just dropped the cap. And there's your inner cap.
And see, I don't make things for a living. But
It-
could you not have made that clear plastic?
Of course they could.
Would that have been more expensive? Would it?
But Stephen, didn't somebody tell you in your review?
Oh,
You said somebody said it controls the ultraviolet a little bit, helps with
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I have no.
Give me a break. Most of my ink is back here in the barrel.
Yeah, but it's for the drying out of the nib and the feed, I guess. I mean, I have no idea if there's any truth in it. To me, it sounds like it could be a plausible explanation. It's like sunglasses for your nib. So I mean,
Okay.
that kind of makes sense.
Why does
Okay.
your nib need UV blockage?
I don't know.
Boy, it
Yeah.
looks good without that cap, though, doesn't it? With the light shining
Yeah,
through
it
it
does.
now?
It does.
Much better.
Yeah,
We should try that.
that does look way
Yeah.
better.
It'll be covered with ink soon, though. What are you going to do?
That's, you know, that
The mark
comes
of
with
youth.
comes with the territory.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
Okay, Dr. Brown, you're up. I'm going to make a statement. Let's see if you can do this right, Dr. Brown. I'm going to make a statement, and you're going to say, "You did." That's all you have to do. Okay?
Okay.
Let's try
Let's
this.
screw this up.
Let's practice this a few times because this is
We're
clearly
on the air,
taxing
so
my
we
entire
only
cognitive
have-
system.
It's a one-time opportunity. In
Okay.
college, I did a theatrical production about puns.
You did?
Yeah, it was a play on words.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Oh man.
Oh, no.
It's-
Womp womp. Somebody asked if Wendy could say hi.
Can Wendy say
Hello,
hi?
buggers. I'm here. I'm overseeing everything because I'm 10 inches.
There you go. Nice.
No, it's hard. Yeah, just so you know. I have a pun too.
Oh God.
It is actually
I was afraid of that.
Yeah.
yeah, I know. No, I think it is very chaste and it can definitely be put on air. It was actually forwarded by Azizah's dad, but I really
Oh, this is not
really
gonna
enjoyed
be
it.
good.
In the former Soviet Union, a couple was walking down the street, and it starts to be some precipitation from the sky, and also the gentleman says, "Oh, that's clearly rain," and the wife says, "Well, no, darling, that's obviously snow." So they start to bicker a bit, as these things happen, and they run into a police officer, right? So a Soviet police officer, and they say, "Well, he can settle the matter." So they say, "Hey, is this snow or is it rain?" So the officer says, "No. My name is Rudolph, and I can tell you absolutely certainly that this is rain." So the husband looks at his wife and he says, "You see, dear, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer." You get it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How
Believe
did you
that.
even remember that? That's like how? How did that come out so well?
Well,
He's
I
been
know.
practicing in the bathroom.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know, I thought a hallmark of a pun was its shortness.
Yes, but not in the former Soviet Union.
Apparently, or when Dr. Brown's telling it.
Yeah, Eric, have I ever told you something that didn't take up at least 10 minutes?
That, what you just told me, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, that was the exception.
What about one of your pen puns?
pen
You have
puns?
a
Yeah.
pen pun?
Like
See, you put him on the spot. He doesn't have any pen puns.
pen puns.
The pen pun?
Yeah, like the Schaefer joke or the Waterman or your Parker joke.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
one of those. Those are
what
great.
were those again?
Well,
I
we're all on the edges of our seats.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
so good.
The show starts in 3 minutes.
Yeah, well, I mean, Neil Cuckfield is, of course, the most creepy character I do.
Well, you're not doing too badly right now as yourself.
I know. He,
Yeah.
I think it was something that was going to be...
No, you can't mess it up, because if you mess it up, you can't take it back.
I think the idea was that Mill Cuckfield was going to give people advice on what pens to buy, and it would be something like, get some Waterman. You know, so it's Waterman, but it's not, I'm
so sorry. I
forgot
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it was wonderful, wasn't it?
So, what's happening in the chat?
Well, Mill is very popular.
How do you see the chat? Thank you. That's what I wanted to find out. How do we see the chat? What do I click?
It should be right below the stream.
Well, it depends on where he's watching.
Oh, yeah, it depends where you're watching. Sorry.
You have to go to penoclock.com.
So I have to open a new window. Okay.
That's all right.
When you get to penoclock.com, click on whatever you can find that says FPtv 005. Actually, you can go to penoclock.com/FPtv.
Yeah, there was something with Parker.
Yes.
Why don't you Parker?
Parker right here.
I just don't know.
How can you not remember this stuff?
Yeah, I just...
This is pen gold.
Well, apparently not.
Yeah, apparently not. Yeah. I don't remember either, so I guess it wasn't that good.
You'll have to, have him rehearse with you.
Yeah, obviously, because this is
Oh, no, that means
disaster.
I'm going to have to listen
We
to
lost
it constantly.
someone. We got a man down.
We have a man that he'll come
Right.
back.
Oh,
We have a pen maker down.
pen maker down.
Maybe the coffee was ready.
Possibly.
Hey,
Hey, Eric.
Chat.
Did I hear my name?
Yes, I said, hey, Eric. Yesterday,
Yes.
I got hit in the head by a soda can. I was glad it was a soft drink.
Yuck, 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 yuck.
Yeah, there we go. That was terrible. I apologize.
All the toilets in New York have been stolen, and the police have nothing to go on.
Yeah, cool.
No.
Yeah, I like it. Hey, Eric.
Yes.
Hey, Eric.
Yes,
Have you ever tried to eat a clock?
I have never tried to eat a clock.
It's very time consuming.
Now he's so proud of himself.
Isn't he,
Well,
though?
not really.
As he
Oh,
should be.
God.
Well, look, it's 10 o'clock, so I mean, this is
Yes,
the most
yes, very
appropriate time I
very
can
time
come
consuming.
up with. I have limited resources here, it's.
You have Windy right here.
We've-
You have
we've
this
always said
lineup
that about
of great people.
Well, that is true.
Limited resources.
I think he said resources. He pronounced it incorrectly. He pronounces it incorrectly.
Hey, Eric. I was thinking of getting a brain transplant, but I
But?
changed my mind.
Change your mind, yes.
Oh, God.
Shall we start the show, people? Shall we
For
start
God's
the show?
sake, please.
Do we have one more
Yeah.
minute?
Not according to me.
All right.
Let's start the show, but remind me I want to come back and talk about Tracy Lee. She's not on the show notes, so someone's going to have to remind me. Ready?
We'll
Let's
do
go.
our best.
This is 10 O'Clock Podcast, episode number 005 for Saturday, December 16th, 2016. We are streaming to you live from, California, New York, Georgia, and Amsterdam. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, geeks the world over, thank you for joining us today, and welcome to the greatest show on earth, Fountain Pen Television. Let's see, where am I going from there? Who we got in here? Dr. Brown, Azizah, how are you two?
Excellent.
Yes.
Applause.
Fantastic.
Special guest today is Mr. Fountain Pen Day himself, Carrie Yeager. Can you say hello, Carrie?
Hello, everyone. The sun is shining in New York, so it's a good day so far.
Fantastic. In California along with me, but not exactly in the same geographical location, is Michael Ward. Can you say hello, Michael?
Hello, hello.
Hello, wave to us. There you go. And from Calhoun, Georgia, Ryan Krusak himself, Krusak Studios. Say hello, Ryan.
Hello, everybody.
How are you, Ryan?
I'm doing fine. And you, sir?
I'm doing excellently well, thank you. How's the weather in Calhoun, Georgia?
Well, I thought it was warmer than it is after you texted for me. I've been inside all day. It's nice, warm, and sunny.
Oh my god.
Does anybody here have snow anywhere near them?
We had hail, and it collected a bit, but I think it's now melted.
It's now melted. Now
Yeah.
melted.
So there's no more any snow.
All right. Someone was going to remind me that I wanted to go back to talking about whom?
And she's in the chat.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Tracy Lee, since you're in the chat, would you kindly tell us why you weren't here last week? I'm going to put you on the spot. Because remember, I showed a picture of one of her tweets last week.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't heard from her all week, so I'm inclined to think that she did not go back and watch the broadcast. So Tracy Lee, you're on the spot.
It's also possible she just thought, and
You
did
think
watch
so?
the broadcast, but didn't want to respond
That's
to
possible.
the insanity.
That's possible. It may
Yoga
not have been.
ran late
Yoga ran late. Oh, okay.
last week, yes.
That's no excuse. I'm sorry. That's
She has a gift for you at the pen show.
Well, I would hope so. Doesn't everybody?
It could be a sucker punch. I don't know.
Yes, it
So
could
be
be.
careful.
I don't know if Tracy Lee has noticed that the list of exhibitors at the Philadelphia Pen Show has grown to include someone she might know, Coles of London, and apparently they're going to bring all their Visconti stuff, and Tracy Lee just seems to be like, a Visconti girl.
She'll be applying for a new interest-free credit card before she leaves, I'm sure.
But before we talk about the Philadelphia Pen Show, let's talk about the Bristol Pen Show.
Yeah.
What should we talk about it? Where's Bristol?
it's in the UK.
It's in the UK. What part of the UK?
Somewhere
Southwest.
over the
I will say
way.
southwest. It is
I don't know.
It
I
is-
just trying to remember from last week.
due west of London. If you're in London, go west until you almost hit the water and you'll find Bristol. Anyway, they've got a pen show coming up on the 24th of this month, and the reason the reason you want to go to this pen show, Azizah, why do people want to go to this pen show?
Well, pretty much the only reason is because the one-man pen show will be there.
Yes, Sarge Minhas, the one-man pen show, will be at the Bristol Pen Show on Sunday, the 24th, in Bristol, England. I think it's at the Hilton, but verify that before you go to some Hilton in Bristol and say, where's the pen show? But yes, if you're anywhere near Bristol, you need to go and see Sarge's collection of pens that he'll willingly sell you, happily.
Yeah, and it'll be hard to say no, I think.
Also, there is when you go there, definitely ask people what the Cockney rhyming slang for Bristol City means. That's all I'll say.
Are you saying that Bristol City is a Cockney rhyming slang?
If I remember correctly, yes.
We've got enough people here. Somebody could look it up on Google and tell us. Cockney rhyming Bristol City. It's like Bob's your uncle, but,
Yeah, but
Bristol City, and it's supposed to mean something else.
it is supposed to mean something else. Yeah.
It is supposed to mean something else. So, that's the Bristol Pen Show. What other pen shows are coming up?
I think that's it.
Think that's it? Okay.
I think
well,
that's it.
we
We
should
have
move
this
right-
outstanding cast for no reason.
We should move right
Another
to
news.
the contest.
Yep.
Carrie,
Yes.
isn't there some Philadelphia pen show coming up? In
I
some
heard
city
something.
called Philadelphia?
I heard something about that, little rumblings here and there.
Rumbling here and there.
Rumblings here and there, yeah. I think we're going to have a pen show next weekend in
Next
Philadelphia.
weekend? You mean 1 week from today we will all of us be sitting in a pen show? All of us?
1 week from today, we're going to be Instagramming everybody all kinds of goods that they'll be jealous about. So,
Of course, Doc Brown and Azizah will not be there.
Yeah, I'm already jealous.
Good, we'll make them more jealous.
Mm.
And is Paco going to be there?
he's here today in spirit. He's staring at me barking since we just got the mail.
Oh, we got the mail.
His bark is so little and cute.
So yes, the Philadelphia Pen Show next weekend, Saturday and Sunday, the 23rd and 24th of January. Where can people buy tickets for this?
I heard it's mail-in only, so you mail cash to Eric.
I can't throw you out of it. Where's my
No,
alt
because if you
switch?
throw him out, you throw me out, and clearly I'm not insane.
Oh, that's true.
So, clearly. However,
Online.
Anyway,
yes, you
Online?
can buy them online.
what do you mean
Yes.
buy tickets online for a pen show? That's not possible.
It's like going to the movies.
It's like going to the
Never
movie.
been done.
Better. Right?
So you buy your tickets at philadelphiapenshow.com.
Yes, sir.
And why would you want to buy your tickets online? So we're just
Because
going to do a
it's
question and
easy.
answer. Yes, it's easy.
convenient. It's
It's
hassle.
convenient.
Well, then you have
hassle-free.
that done with, and then you
Yeah.
have the ticket, the e-ticket, or your smartphone ticket, or you just go there with your name, and it's just one of the things that is out of the way, so you could just get there and like touch all the pens.
Also, Eric, I had one
Pens!
question about this.
Just saying.
Because if you buy this online, you will have a list of names. Is there going to be a name caller like the Earl of Rochester, the Duke of Canterbury? Is that going to happen, or is that not?
We had you signed up for that job, but of course you're not coming to the show. But we were going to
I
put
think
you in some
they
sort of-
they contacted Tarkin about that.
That would be a good job.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, I was just wondering about that, but apparently that's another idea born today.
Save that for 2017. Convenience is a very good reason to buy your tickets online.
But to heck with convenience, because you can win chocolates.
You can win chocolates too.
And to be honest, that's good enough factor for me. It's
Any other reason to buy your ticket online for the Philadelphia Pen Show? Convenience, win chocolates. It's cheap.
lower price.
Yes, it's cheaper.
Small discount, yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, and through up until the show starts, the tickets online are how much?
$10.
$10. During the show.
This is just memory here, so
Oh,
if I get
very good. During the show, the tickets are $15. A VIP pass, which gets you into the show early both Saturday and Sunday. Right now, online is $25. During the show, it's $30. So you want to buy your tickets online for convenience because you'll be entered to win the box of chocolates. That's 16 chocolates from Modern Chocolatier. Ryan, you're up. Tell us about chocolate from Modern Chocolatier.
It's delicious. But that it goes without saying. No, Brandon Lee is the chef who owns the company. He and I grew up together, and we've been traveling together doing pen shows for almost 2 years now. And so he specializes in unique and unusual flavors. Just to throw out something like a mango habanero, so it's something sweet with some spice. He's got a lot of unusual flavors. Check his website out at Mod Chalk to see. He usually brings 20 or 22 flavors to the shows for sale. But all of them are handmade and hand dipped, and we're going to be doing a chocolate and pen pairing like we have at previous shows.
Right, perfect. And I have tried these chocolates. I love these chocolates. Who else here has tried these chocolates?
I have had the pleasure of trying quite a few. Delicious. S'mores would be my favorite, I think.
S'mores is your favorite. Mr. Ward, you had your hand way up.
I've eaten more than I probably should have at the LA Pen Show over the years.
Yeah, they're really good chocolate. If you like chocolate at all, you'll love this chocolate. So if you buy your ticket to the show online, you're automatically entered to win a box of chocolates from Modern Chocolatier. That's the big box, the 16-piece box. Sometime Friday night, we'll pick a winner from everyone who has purchased a ticket online. So when you show up, the first thing we're going to say is, congratulations, you won the box of chocolates. We'll probably take you over to Brandon and put the two of you together so you can pick your chocolates.
Ooh.
Whoa! Yeah, where's the applause? Come on, that's wonderful, don't you think? Yeah. Oh, wow. Carrie, you're in New York. Where is the Philadelphia Pen Show besides Philadelphia?
Where is it? It's only 2.5 hours from me, actually.
Oh, you're taking the train, right?
It's a very central location. I'll be taking a train to the city, and then once you're in Manhattan, it's just a quick train ride, maybe in 45 minutes or so.
Wow, that's
so it's really an excellent location. It really, really is. It's central to everything. It's close to a lot of states, and it's far enough away from all the traffic that you're not going to be inundated like when you go to D.C., where you just the closer you get, the worse it gets. And in Philadelphia, you know, it's a smaller city, but it's still, you know, built up really well, and it's just easier to get in and out of. And like I said, very, very central to everything in the area, and it's very historic. I mean, even if you're at night, if you're looking for something to do, there is a tremendous amount of things to do and places to see, historical sites, lots of restaurants, the shopping there. I know that my significant other will be there, and she's looking forward to shopping. So.
At the pen show?
She is not a huge pen person, but she will certainly partake. I think she's looking on Google for Coach stores and the like.
Oh, speaking of Coach, you'll have to take Lisa Anderson with her. The pen show is at the Westin in downtown Philadelphia, and my understanding is that the Westin is part of something called Liberty Place, which is some sort of a shopping center. I have not been there. But there are, I don't know if there's a coach. Wouldn't that be convenient, though? Or inconvenient, as the case may be.
Or
More dangerous. There you go. That's
Dangerous.
the word. That's exactly it.
So it's at the Westin in downtown Philadelphia next weekend, Saturday, Sunday. Buy your tickets online. What vendors are going to be there? Does anybody throw out some names?
Franklin-Christoph.
Franklin-Christoph will be there, yes.
Anderson's.
Anderson Pens will be there. Not only will Anderson Pens be there, but they have taken more tables at the Philadelphia Pen Show than they have taken at any pen show previously. They have 6 tables. This is Anderson Alley at the pen show. They are going to take, what, their whole store? Oh, they probably fit their whole store. No, it won't be their whole store, but 6 tables. Anderson Alley at the Philadelphia Pen Show. Anybody else in this room going to be there?
I will be there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mr. Krusak. What's
Yes.
your company name again?
Ryan Krusak Studios.
Ryan Krusak. Oh, you make statues?
Yes. No. I make fountain and rollerball pens.
You started life as a sculptor, right?
I did. Yes, I did a lot of sculptural furniture, and I did some fine art as well.
So Ryan Krusak Studios will be there with some of your pens?
Yes.
Or every single one?
I will have a collection of pens. I'm not going to bring any of the other things.
Other thing? Oh, like your sculptures. Well,
Yeah.
what about your kids' jewelry?
Yeah, actually, there's a chance my daughters might come. Our whole family's going to come up. One of my best friends lives in Westchester, just outside of Pennsylvania, and so we're going to do a family trip on up. So they may come by the pen show and set up along with me, too.
Okay. Show us some pens while I read my text message from Tracy Lee.
Okay. Well, one of the newest things that I will have, which I developed specifically for the Philadelphia Pen Show, is based on Edgar Allan Poe's The Golden Bug. And the original short story was written for the Philadelphia Dollar, which was the newspaper, and it was the winner of the local competition there. And so I thought it appropriate. Here's what the pen will look like with the clear acrylic coat on it. It's kind of hard to see in this light, so I'll show you one that I was working on. There's only going to be 13 of these. And so let's see if I can get some better light on that so you can see.
Oh.
So there's the, I don't know if you know much about the story, but the story is about a treasure hunter. And it's set on Sullivan's Island, South Carolina. And after going through a series of decipherings and trying to find clues and that sort of thing, he determines that if he finds a very particular tree located at a particular coordinate, on the 7th branch will be a skull. And if he dangles the golden bug from a string from the right eye socket of the skull, it will indicate where the treasure is buried.
Did he find the treasure?
Well, I'm not going to spoil the story.
Yes, he found the treasure at Ryan Krusak Studios.
So what you have here on the pen is on the back side you can see the trunk of the tree. I'll rotate it around here and see. I don't know if you can see this or not.
Yeah, it's clear.
And just so people understand, all the drawings that come onto your pens, you draw by hand.
Yes.
Because basically you are an artist who makes fountain pens.
Yes, yes. So to give you an idea, I use this little guy here.
A 00?
Yeah, that I cut down, actually.
Ooh.
Even smaller. And
It's like a needlepoint.
one of these, and I just sit and paint and listen to music and try not to go insane.
Oh, well, jury's still out on that one. What
Oh, that's true.
You got some wood pens, too. You like making wood pens.
I do. I love making wood pens. So I've got this is going to be new for the Philadelphia Pen Show. It is a seamless wood pen. However, there actually is a seam. Otherwise, the cap wouldn't come off. This one is made of zebra wood, and I'll show you a couple other woods. These aren't
What's the technical word for zebra wood?
Well, if you want to sound pretentious, call it zebrano.
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 What is that?
This is a Chechen burl. And this
What's
is
your
a brand new.
language?
Yeah. So, and then I also have some red Mali burl. And here, this is one of my favorites. It kind of looks like Amboina.
Yeah, that was my word, too. Looks like what?
Amboina burl?
Oh, okay.
But unless you're a wood geek, you wouldn't really know that. Can you see that?
I can see it.
Okay.
That's beautiful.
Yes, your pens are gorgeous, and I would tell anybody at the Philadelphia Pen Show should go to your table just to hear you spout off the names of these woods, because you've always impressed me with knowing all the names of the woods you're using.
Well, it's kind of I'm a wood geek as much as I am a pen geek. So I collect it, and I've got so many different species. It's just each one has its own personality and unique qualities, and it's just there's something special about watching it emerge as you're turning it down, sanding it, and polishing it. Each one is special and has its own personality.
And you're bringing a wide variety, correct?
I hope so. I've had a lot of custom work lately, so it's going to be a lot of late nights over the next week.
Okay, but you're bringing more than 2 pens, right?
Yeah, probably about 8.
8 pens.
No, my goal is to have about 75 or 80.
Okay,
is the goal. So.
That's the goal. So we've got
That's a lot of work.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've got 60 vendors, and we're just trying to name some big ones. Franklin-Christoph, Anderson Pens, Ryan Cusack Studios. Michael Ward, you're going to be there, aren't you? I'm going to put you in the spotlight.
I sure am.
Who are you?
Who am I?
Who are you?
My name is Michael Ward. When's the last time I was on FPtv? I feel like that was 2 years.
Centuries ago, wasn't it?
It's been a long time.
Centuries. You're giving a couple seminars at the show, are you not?
Yes, Saturday and Sunday at 2 p.m. I will be teaching. Saturday is a beginner first steps in Spencerian script class, and then Sunday is a slightly more advanced next steps in Spencerian penmanship class.
Right, and I would
seminar.
love to take that class, but I think I'm going to be too busy at the pen show.
Well, that's
But
not fun.
as you know, I have all the stuff I need in order to do Spencerian, but I'm too afraid to touch the stuff, so I would really enjoy a class where somebody says, yes, you're doing it correctly. Do it like this. Do it like
Yes,
that.
kind of. I mean, that's kind of the point of the first class is for people who are scared, or some ornamental penmanship and Spencerian and whatnot can look rather daunting when you first see it. So it's kind of demystifying some things and making the tools not be nearly as scary as they look, and just showing people that it can be easy and fun.
Fantastic. Well, save me a chair, just in case.
Definitely
Just
will.
in case. Franklin-Christoph, Anderson Pens, Coles of London. I think I mentioned Coles of London. Bertram's Inkwell, Fountain Pen Hospital, Fountain Pen Day. Is Fountain Pen Day going to be at the Philadelphia Pen Show?
Fountain Pen Day will be at the Philadelphia Pen Show to greet everybody, and we'll have bookmarks.
So Fountain Pen Day is the official greeter, so Fountain Pen Day is the person who will be standing at the door announcing you as you come into the room.
I've turned into the announcer.
Well,
So as you come in,
yeah.
just like when you go to the wedding, we'll bring you in one by one. Next in line, entering the pen show. Yes, it's Mr. Eric. Okay.
There you
I'll
go.
have the bookmarks that were made. Everybody that goes to the show will get one of these, and it's dated just for the show with the pen show collars.
Fantastic.
So everyone in attendance, as soon as you walk in, that'll be one of the things that you get.
You're also in charge of giveaways at the show, are you not?
I will be in charge of giveaways, and
What are we giving away?
we are giving away a Pelican M400 from Powers Pen one day, which is a very nice prize. I have not gotten the pen in my hand yet. I'll have it next week, and we will put pictures up on the Instagram account.
This is a vintage Pelican.
This is from what I understand, it is a vintage Pelican.
Okay, and a restored vintage Pelican. And what's the pen for the next day?
And the next day we have a Laban from... Oh, that's great. I can't remember.
Federalists.
Federalist, yes. Frank from Federalist Pens donated a Laban pen. There is a picture up of it. It's not one that I am personally familiar with, but very nice donation from him.
And some sort of hourly prize, right?
And then the hourly prize seems to have turned into a frenzy after
Really?
a couple of people posted pictures of it.
A couple of people.
Franklin-Christoph came out with Franklin Green, and everybody wants it now. So if you're at the show, every hour of the show, we're going to give away a free bottle of it. So you will have an opportunity to win a bottle. And if you want to purchase it, you can. And how many he has, we don't know for sure.
I know for sure.
Did you get a round number?
I got a round number. 100 bottles of Franklin Green will be available. They will all be at the pen show, and they'll be only available at the pen show. And we're gonna. I've asked him to sell, half on Saturday and half on Sunday, because otherwise they would all go on Saturday. So whether you're coming on Saturday or Sunday, if you're there early enough, you should have a chance to get some Franklin Green. Azizah, are you still with us?
Yeah.
You were the first person in the world to get Franklin Green. I got a sample. I'll just talk so that I got a sample of Franklin Green, but by the time I got mine, the world had been saturated with samples because of you, Azizah.
Saturated.
Yes, you posted it all over social media. What are your thoughts on this ink?
It's a fantastic color. This is here. I have my review. I don't know if it's visible. It's a super. It shades really well. So for a dark green, which typically when you have dark inks, if anybody out there does not know, they don't shade very easily. But this one shades really well, and it's just so beautiful. It's kind of like the Emerald of Shivor, but without all the sparkles. So if you like that kind of base color, but you don't want all the sparkles in it, this is a nice alternative.
Yes, I very much like the ink. I'll have to get a bottle.
It's beautiful.
To see if I can buy a bottle before the show starts. But anyway.
Yeah, what about all sad folks like us who can't even go? And now I've been taunted by this sample.
Well, I'm getting emails and other forms of communication from people saying, can I buy more than one at the show so that I can send it to a friend?
Oh. Yeah.
So maybe Azizah, if you want a bottle of this ink, you know somebody who's going to the show. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe someone whose name is Eric. I don't know.
Does the price double with every bottle you buy?
No, triples. Triples with every bottle you buy.
Makes sense. Yeah. I'm just wondering.
You continue wondering.
Yeah.
No.
Well, it's a very beautiful ink.
And it flows really well, too.
Yeah. It's just so gorgeous.
That's right, Carrie. You have a sample of this ink as well. What are your thoughts on it?
Yes, I liked it very much. Again, that was the first thing I noticed. I put it in a 1.1 stub, and while my handwriting looks nothing like Azizah's, it still was, I could see the shading come out of it, and it did. It flowed really nice. I put it in a needle point as well, just to see, if you constricted the flow, how it would be, and it was great. It was really nice. It came out in a needle point, a little bit darker, of course, but yeah, I liked it a lot. Very unique color.
Yes, I like it too. And I have to get at least one bottle because it's limited edition. Let's see if anybody else feels the same way. When something is limited edition, does that make you want it more?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Initially, yes.
Let's say yes or a no. Not
like
silent.
confession in here. Everyone's confessing. Okay, yes, I do. If it's a limited edition, I want it.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
but I don't always cave. But the initial feeling is, I need it.
True. I don't always cave either. But especially with inks. Inks are affordable.
Yeah.
So it's easier to cave in when you're talking about limited edition inks. But yes, making something limited. Well, we could just go back to SBRE Brown, couldn't we?
Well, yeah, that's why I was not saying anything. We had so many interesting things regarding my ink that I was kind of turned off the whole limited edition thing after that, I think. So.
Well, we didn't really intentionally do the limited edition. It was just that's what we could afford at the time. So.
Yeah, but you sold all the inks.
We did sell all the inks, yeah, but it's more so the aftermath of all kinds of people being very disappointed.
I'm perfectly happy. I have a bottle.
Well, that's good. I'm happy. You're happy.
Just don't drop it.
Yes, I only got that from the kindness of another fountain pen person. Otherwise, I would not have a bottle. I did get a sample, but did Stephen Brown send me a bottle? No, he didn't send me a bottle. Anyway.
Yeah, we only had one of our own, so.
Wow, even you don't have any ink.
Yeah, it's very sad.
Will that bottle be going with you to the Philadelphia?
No, that bottle does not leave the confines of this sanctuary.
That was going to be my chance to try it.
I'll have some in a pen.
Okay, that'll work.
Hopefully that'll work for you. And other people will probably have some with them. And You'll get a chance to meet them because now we're going to talk about the seminars. We've got, let me count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 events planned, whether they're seminars, workshops, or just an event. We've got, did I say 10? I'm not going to count again. 10 of them. Saturday morning there's a seminar given by Brian Anderson. It's called The History of Esterbrook. Does anybody have any questions about this one? Is anybody interested here in Esterbrook?
Who is Brian Anderson?
I've heard the name. You know, it sounds kind of familiar, but it's also pretty common. So
I don't know. This Brian.
Brian, doesn't he make pens or something? Anyway, if you're at all interested in the history of Esterbrook, there could be no other person, no better person to learn the history of Esterbrook from than Brian Anderson, who is known as the King of Esterbrook. He's just a resident Esterbrook expert, and he'll even bring Esterbrook's different models that are hard to find, and he'll cover the whole history of the pens from the 1930s to their demise in the 60s. So another one that I wish I could attend. Then there's Beginner Italic Calligraphy with Deborah Basil. Now, I've taken this class. I took this class in Ohio. Anybody else ever take a class with Deborah Basil?
My kids have.
And?
They loved it. And their handwriting got better.
So which class did they take? Pens for Kids?
Yes.
Okay.
And they also took one of her calligraphy classes.
Yeah, that's the one I took, where you get the pen, and
yes.
She gives you the basics so that you can practice on your own, and that's why I now have 4 pilot parallels over here behind me, because sure like those pilot parallels. Azizah, don't you love those pilot parallels?
Love them.
Yeah, they're just...
that is a set of pens I would never, ever give up.
Yeah. But they're not fountain pens. I don't consider... They're not part of my fountain pen collection.
No, they don't count.
They don't count,
which is
right.
nice, fortunately. So I can
Then,
justify other pens.
Scott Franklin and Dan Simmons from the Franklin-Christoph Company are giving a seminar on Saturday called Pen Design and Production in the USA. So if you're interested at all in how a pen goes from an idea in your head to actually being... Yeah, you should certainly go to this one, Ryan Kruzak. So that you can learn how a pen goes from idea to actually being something on the market.
Man.
And these are people who make not only lots of pens, but lots of really fantastic pens. And I'm really interested to see what they're going to share with us, because after we attend this, can we open a pen company?
Maybe.
Maybe. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in here with me, and nobody's answering my questions.
I have a question.
Dr. Brown, I'm just going to tell you that you have to answer me.
Okay, well, I'll tell you. You are allowed to open a pen company, but you have to call it Franklin-Christoph.
Franklin-Christoph.
That is allowed.
Before the show is over, someone is going to have registered franklinfristoff.com.
Or Cryan Ruzak.
Cryan Ruzak. Cryan Ruzak. There you go.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Spencerian First Strokes, which someone has already mentioned. I think his name was Michael Ward. Michael Ward, do you know anything about Spencerian?
I know quite a lot about Spencerian.
Oh, do you? Are you qualified to teach this class?
I feel like I'm qualified, and my teachers have told me that I'm more than qualified to teach.
You actually have the blessing of Michael Saul, the current reigning god of Spencerian. He told you that you could teach this class, right?
Yes. He's very excited that I'm teaching a pen show.
Good. So you have Michael Saul's seal of approval. And what will people learn in this class? I come in not even knowing how to put this pen holder and knit together, and by the time I leave, I'll know how to do that. Dip it in ink.
We will start with explaining the tools to people. The tools, I'm just grabbing one here. In Spencerian, we use colors, so not fountain pens. But we will learn nibs to use. I will teach about the tools used in Spencerian. Now, because of the length of class, I unfortunately won't probably have time to get super in-depth their alphabet. Hopefully we can, if I can work fast enough. But I will have materials for everybody, so by the end of class, you will know all the basics you need to self-study at home.
This is a 2-hour class, correct?
Yes, each class is 2 hours. And if you know what Spencerian is, this is an example of some of my work. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the camera. It's very fine.
No, we can't really
Can you see that?
Kind of, sort of, but not really. What people should do is go to Instagram.com and find you on Instagram, right?
Yes, you go to Instagram.com/MRMGWARD.
Or
it's Mr.
go to
MG Ward.
PhiladelphiaPenShow.com. PhiladelphiaPenShow.com and find the seminars page, and there's a link to your Instagram page.
Yes.
Where people can actually see what Spencerian is and how well you do it. And you post a lot of videos there, don't you?
I do post a lot of videos. Currently, there's a hand-lettered ABCs thing going, so calligraphers from all around the world every day are posting letters of the alphabet in their styles, in their script of choice. So every day I am posting a letter. And
oh, see, I saw you were doing that. I did not know it was a worldwide type thing.
Yes, it's quite a huge movement at the moment. There are many people contributing to it, which is kind of cool to see everybody's different styles.
That explains a lot.
Yes.
Okay, and since we're talking to you, you're doing another seminar on Sunday, which is the next step in the Spencerian. For anybody who already knows a little bit about it, or even knows a lot about it, because you're just going to go from a little bit more in depth, right?
Yeah, we're going to go as in depth as time allows and as the class allows. I will go as deep as I can, getting more into fancy shaded scripts and ornamental penmanship, potentially, hopefully touching on a little bit of flourishing and stuff like that, but probably just a little bit.
But yeah, at least we'll see examples, right?
Yes, of course.
And the Saturday seminar is 2 hours, and the Sunday seminar is 2 hours.
Yes.
Cool, fantastic. Can't wait to see this happen. Going back to Saturday, though, at the end of the day, at 5 o'clock, we have the after-party meet and greet. Does anybody here know anything about the after-hour meet and greet?
No.
Well, there's a meet and greet after.
Yeah, there's a meet and greet after the pen show. And I've already got you front and center on the camera, Carrie, so you might as well tell us all about it.
Okay. All right. So right after the pen show, as it ends and everyone's filing out for the day, I don't know exactly where the room is situated. I didn't look at the schematics, but I know it is close. Correct, Eric?
It's right across from the ballroom.
Okay, right across from the ballroom. There'll be this behind me will be up right outside the door. Just show up. It is going to be its own small pen show where everyone can just share and talk about pens. You can completely geek out with your paper, your ink, see what other people got, not just at the show, but what did you get for Christmas? What have you wanted to show off? What nib grind have you gotten recently? If you wanted to try an architect grind and you've never tried one before and someone there has it, you can do that. And that's the whole point, you know, to really share. And you'll be with a room full of people. Instead of being the only person at work in that corner where you've got your fountain pen and you're just waiting for the next idiot to comment and say, oh, you're using that strange thing again, aren't you? You'll be in a room full of people that are just as passionate as you. And you'll get to spend time together. I'm going to do a raffle around 5:30, 6 o'clock. This way, when everyone's there, and for those who can't stay very late, I'm going to give out raffle tickets. Ken Rowe, who is the U.S. importer for Omas, Monte Grappa, Aurora, has donated things. I'll just give you a quick few shots. This is just an Omas, a notepad, but it's fountain pen friendly. It's nice. There's a few of those. He was able to get me a few more of the Monte Grappa skull journals, which everybody wanted. There should be some red, some black. And I held back a few of these just for this. The 90th anniversary Omas journals, which are really nice too. They were never for sale. You could only, like the skull journals, you got them as an incentive for buying a pen or just a general giveaway. And at this show, from Van Ness Pen Company, even though they're not there, Lisa and Mike are always supportive, you gotta let me know if you can see this. It's a Waterman bottle of ink, and it's engraved. There we go. Can you see that? Philadelphia 2015 with the Fountain Pen Day logo. There is one of these, and again, this will be raffled off there as well.
Which ink is in it?
It is the Waterman Blue Inspiration.
What color is that?
What color is that?
It's like a turquoise kind of.
Oh, that.
It's
Oh,
a little
that's-
bit lighter. It's a little bit lighter than the Florida blue.
I like that one.
It's great.
What was that,
great.
South Sea blue?
Yeah,
South
Sea,
Sea.
I think.
Formerly known as South Sea blue.
What happened to Serenity? Or did you say Serenity?
Did he?
No,
Oh,
Serenity
that was-
used to be Florida
That
blue.
was Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, Florida Blue became Serenity. Okay.
That was it.
What
Tiff
terrible names.
Yes, yes. This has been years, and we're still complaining about the name change.
We're still complaining.
So you're giving away
Oh.
all of those things at the after party?
We're just going to give them all away. It's, just to give back. Give everybody, you can try some new paper, you can try some new ink, and, again, it's just some sponsors out there and people who are passionate with it as well. And in talking with Kenro, Brian, who is close to me, so I get to speak with him a lot. That's why a lot of my reviews are of Almas, Monte Grappa, and such. He went out of his way, and I don't know how to pull a picture up. So, Eric, if you possibly could help.
You keep
Brian went out
talking,
of his
and I'll
way.
look for it.
Okay. He went out of his way from Kenro, and since he'll be there, I got him to come to the after party, even though he's going to be at the show all day. And he's bringing the Monte Grappa pen. And it's a very steampunk-looking copper handle. I mean, it's just an unbelievable pen. And at the after hours, you can come try it, check it out. I mean, it's just a rare opportunity to see a pen that there are so few of out there. And we're going to have cheese and crackers. I think we'll try. I don't know what the hotel will allow us as far as food in the room, but I'm sure if we're quiet about it, and we can get away with quite a bit. So.
Plus,
Again,
you can go to the bar and get whatever you want and take it back.
and you can walk right. You can walk out of the room to the bar and get something and come right back. It's fine. And and last thing is, for those who aren't sure, if you come for 5 minutes, come for 5 minutes. That's fine. If you come for 5 hours, come for 5 hours. That's fine as well. But you're going to see there's going to be a lot of people there that you know from the internet and from, Instagram and the boards. There's the picture right there. He was able to get that pen for us to bring to that meet, so I was really appreciative of that.
You sent this picture of this pen to me, and I sent it to Azizah, and she replied, what did you reply? I want? Or no, just yes. She said yes.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the Monte Grappa, what did you call it?
It's called the Grappa, Grappa.
And
Amazing pen.
does anyone, because it's a gorgeous pen, it really makes my eyes happy to look at it, but does anyone have an idea of the MSRP? Nobody. Okay. So
Good
it's
question.
one of those if you have to ask type pens, right? But yeah, it's a gorgeous pen, isn't it? Just gorgeous.
Yeah.
I don't know, the copper, I like copper. Who else is doing the copper? The Kaweco coppers. The aluminum sports, are they? Azizah?
Yeah,
You
but
just-
this
you
is
did a
more
brass
like a rose copper. This one. It's
copper. Give it time. Give it time. It'll get a patina. Okay, so you were saying, stop by. It starts at 5 o'clock on Saturday.
It starts at 5 o'clock. It's not, a definitive time, but as the show ends at 5, this way when you're walking out, it's not like you have to wander around the lobby and say, well, when can we go in? The room is going to be open. So just start filing in. There'll be tables, chairs set up. Just a very casual atmosphere. If I haven't seen you when you're there before I do any raffles, I will make sure everybody has a ticket. And again, probably around 5:30, 6 o'clock, I'll do the raffle. So, and like I said, just hang out and relax and enjoy each other's company and share the pens that you have, because it's a rare opportunity for you to be in a room full of that many people with that many pens, just to see what's really out there and your opportunity to handle things. Pick up a Hemingway, pick up, a 149 if you've never held it, just to see what the size difference is. And, it's great. It's a great opportunity that shouldn't be missed. Just like any pen show, if there's one in your area, you really need to go.
I should mention that you can go to PhiladelphiaPenShow.com, find the seminars and events page, and put your name on the guest list for this after party. That's where you can buy tickets to all the seminars. This particular seminar, the after party, is zero cost, but if you just let us know that you're coming, we can kind of plan how many tables we're going to need in that room. But the room itself is going to be big enough, and it's not like we're going to make you stay in there. If we all decide to go out to the bar, that's what we're going to do, right?
It always ends up at the bar
Yeah,
at
it
some
always
point
ends.
of the night. So
What do you mean if? It's when, isn't it?
it's just when. Okay, yeah, it's just when.
Okay, and then after the after party, everybody gets a little bit of sleep. And on Sunday, the seminar first up is Resacking Esterbrook with Brian Anderson. We're talking about Brian Anderson again, the king of Esterbrook. In this particular seminar, the first time it's ever been done or attempted, you'll get a pen, an Esterbrook pen, a vintage Esterbrook that has a nib. Sometimes Brian Anderson has, he's famous for not having nibs in his pens, but yes, you get the pen and the nib, a new ink sac, shellac, talc, an emery board, everything you need to sit there with Brian and resack an Esterbrook. And of course, you get to keep the pen at the end. But if you have ever wondered how to resack a fountain pen, or even if you've wondered if you're doing it correctly, you can learn with the master. He's done thousands and thousands of Esterbrook resacking. My screen moved. And you get to keep the pen, of course. It's going to be a black Esterbrook, probably an SJ or an LJ. You don't get to pick it. It'll just be handed out at random. But it will be ready for you to resack. After you're done with Brian Anderson, you can take the cursive handwriting workshop with Deborah Basil. On Saturday, she's doing the calligraphy for beginners, and on Sunday, she's just helping people improve their cursive handwriting. When she's done with that, she'll do the pens for kids. Brian, were you at that workshop with your children, or do you just hear about it after the fact?
I just heard about it after the fact because I was at the show selling pens and couldn't leave the table for that long. So it's all secondhand, but I see the results in their handwriting every day at home. So I know it was a very beneficial course, both the pens for kids and the beginners calligraphy.
Right. The complete description of the Pens for Kids seminar workshop is at the website, PhiladelphiaPenShow.com, and I hear only good things about it. Only good things about it. And when she's done, then Michael Ward will once again be doing his Spencerian. This is second strokes. You can learn the basics on Saturday and get a little bit more advanced on Sunday. And Sunday after the show, this just up. It's not something that I put together. It's being put together by the guy who runs... Help me out, somebody. Carrie, do you remember?
Is it Pub Letters?
Pub Letters, who is in Philadelphia, and it was basically like a weekly meeting at a pub where fountain pen or letter writing people get together over a couple of pints, and he supplies the paper and the stationery and the stamps, and everybody writes a letter at the pub.
That's cool.
What a great idea.
It makes me want to live in Philadelphia. Anyway, he's doing a pub pens and pints thing at a nearby pub at the hotel. It's a 5-minute walk. It's called the Black Sheep. After the show on Sunday, it'll start about 5:30, and there'll be some giveaways. The giveaways are pints of beer. So I'm probably going to attend that because the show will be over, and I want to get out of the hotel. Plus, he's going to give you a paper and a stamp and an envelope, and you can play with your pens there too and show whatever it is you got at the show to everybody who's there.
So you should bring your favorite mailing addresses then, if you don't have them memorized.
If you don't have those memorized, bring your favorite mailing addresses and a thirst. A thirst for beer. Franklin-Christoph, of course, will be unveiling, I don't want to say it's a new pen. It's a new what? Color scheme on the pen?
I would say color scheme. It's not a new material.
Right. It's 3 pen models with the special color scheme that he will unveil at the show, and one of the pen models will have 2 different versions. So it'll be 4 different actual versions of this that will be unveiled. And he's bringing, they do those prototype colors, Franklin-Christoph, from whence came the Coke bottle version and all sorts of other versions that everybody seems to want. He's bringing more of the prototype colors than he has brought to any other pen show in the history of pen shows. Get there early for those. Get there early for those. That's all I've got to say.
While I got you on the air so that everybody knows that I'm not holding back, Eric and I talk to Scott often. Is it true or not true that neither one of us has seen the limited edition pen he is bringing to Philly, other than that sneak peek?
It is absolutely true that neither one of us have seen the final product. He is not letting any photos outside. He's not letting any photos of the complete pen leave the Franklin-Christoph compound, as I guess I'll call it. We got a little tiny sneak peek sliver of a photograph, just enough to tease us. But I liked it.
I think he goes with the color scheme of the ink as well.
Yes, yes. Yes, because there's green. There's green. That's all I'm going to say, is there's some green in it. There's some green in it. So yeah, you have to come to the show just to stop by Franklin-Christoph, Ryan Krusek, and the Anderson Pens table. That's a whole show. That's a whole show right there. Yes, you can all agree with me. Speak up.
That is a pen
Yes.
show.
That is a
fantastic
show.
Absolutely.
It's probably the best show I've ever seen.
Probably the best show I've ever seen. Very good. Thank you, Dr. Brown. Does
So what do
anybody
you
else?
think is higher priority? Should you get there and get the nibs that you want ground onto the nib grinders list, or should you head for the Franklin-Christoph prototype table?
That would probably depend on your need for a nib grind. If you really need a nib grind, come to the show and get right to Tim Bacchus's table, the nib grinder, nibgrinder.com, Mark Bacchus, and get on his list, because like Mike Masuyama makes a list of people during the day, and you leave your phone number, and he'll call you when it's your turn. Get on his list, because
All right.
he's
There you go.
just going to be popular. That's all it is.
Solid advice.
Get on his list and get to the Franklin-Christoph table.
So just do that. Shovel the chocolate in your mouth. No, I guess you won't. And then while you're doing that, throw your pens and say, I want a cursive italic, and then run over to the prototypes and just sweep them all up. This is what happens in my head. This is
That's
why
a pretty
I'm
good
not
plan. That's a very accurate and good plan to have, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. Now, remember that the show opens at 10, but if you have the VIP pass, which costs a little more, you get in at 8. So
That's worth it.
If you really have your heart set on something that I don't know. Somebody tell me, do you think all the prototype colors at Franklin-Christoph will go in the first 2 hours?
Probably.
I don't know that they're all going to go, simply because he's bringing such a large
bringing
amount.
quite a few.
He had enough time to prepare for it, but
But the one you want will probably be gone.
yeah, it depends on who you are. I mean,
That's
I
the way it
certainly
works for
wouldn't
me.
not have it.
Yeah.
I would have to have that VIP pass and be at the door at 8 o'clock to ensure I got what I wanted. But I know there is going to be a tremendous amount of them.
Yeah. Anybody else got anything before I move on to our contest?
I think what's
Speaking
going
of
to
nice-
happen is Brian Anderson is going to buy all the prototypes.
He could actually do that. He could do that and then just move the whole tray to his table.
Yeah, it's like, oh, here, double the price.
Double the price. Because he's
They
like
have-
that. Yeah, he's like that.
Not at all. Sorry, that was not at all kind of me. Sorry, Brian.
We're kidding, Brian. He said he was going to drop in today. He has the link. He hasn't been here. We're allowed to give him a hard time at this point. So, Carrie, you're up again. Before we came on the air this morning, we were in the green room, and you shared your Fauxdori covers. You
Yes.
make Fauxdori covers.
I have. Wait, hold on. Oh. Sorry, I put it on the floor. I ran out of desk space. Yes. So I thought it'd be great to give one away today. I about 3 years ago, I made my own Fauxdori, as you want to call it.
No, you called it that. I'm just copying you.
I think I saw it online, actually. I didn't coin the phrase or anything. But the reason I wanted one this size as opposed to a Midori is because of the paper size. And it just wasn't conducive to how I wrote. You know, I didn't like making long lists or anything. So I wanted to be able to put field note size notebooks into it. So I went online and got a little crafty and figured out the right size to make, and saw how some people did the stitching, the rubber bands that hold them, the elastic that hold these in place, and how they did it and the best ways to get them to stay. So I thought it would be
after 3 years of
After
design
3
and
years.
development.
Yeah, and I gave some away on Fountain Pen Day 3 years ago. I think it was 2013. I made a few of these up, and it was just very time consuming to make them, and but I wanted to give some out and give people the chance to try them. So
Okay, a Fauxdori cover.
one of these, and then I'll give them one of the Fountain Pen Day notebooks, because these fit in there too. These are the right size.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Good
And
shooting
did
paper.
I see the Fountain Pen Day logo on the Fauxdori cover?
Yeah, it's on. I have the logo is hold on, there you go.
Oh,
It is actually branded into the back. And then I got the nib. I just got that done. I thought it'd be pretty neat. See, it's just the nib for Fountain Pen Day, just the actual logo branded into the front.
How'd you do this? A little hammer and a nail or something?
I tried using like one of those squeeze things. It didn't work. No, actually, it's a little brass piece, and you heat it up to about 400 degrees, and you brand it in there. So it'll stay there for the rest of the life of the the notebook.
So it actually is branded. Okay, cool.
It's literally branded. Yes, it's branded in there. But,
okay, so we are playing a contest. Everybody knows, I think, how this works. You call in and say hello, and you have to answer. You have to identify 3 statements as being whether they are true or false, and you get all 3 of them right, and you will win this Fauxdori cover by Carrie Yeager. I'm going to take the first caller at 909-647-5056. 909-647-5056. First caller. Let's see if it's Brian Anderson again, because he called me last week. Is there anybody in the chat, Azizah?
Yeah. I just typed it out, just so that if people missed it. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, what? Nobody wants your cover. That means I get it, right?
Yep, absolutely. It'll be on the way.
Fauxdori. F-A-U-X. I spelled it. Fauxdori.
Yes.
There must be a lag in...
I think there is a bit of a lag.
There is a lag a little bit.
In broadcast. We could use another pun right now, Dr. Brown.
Could we?
We could, although you've been extremely quiet this episode.
I have been, yeah. Well, I mean, I was trying to think of better puns, Eric.
Oh,
but
that has taxed your brain.
It has.
All right.
Oh, there we are.
Caller. I'm answering the phone. I'll put it on speaker. Let's see. Where's my speaker button? I can't find my speaker button because it's being... Can you hear me?
iPhone.
And who am I speaking with? Did I hear Michelle? I'm going to put you on hold for just a second. There we go. Now we got my speakerphone. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
How are you today?
I'm just Ducky.
Ducky, I like Ducky. Where are you calling from?
Colorado.
And your name was?
Well, my online name is Michelle.
Michelle from Colorado has called in today to play our game, hoping to win a Fauxdori cover by Carrie Yeager of Fountain Pen Day. Are you ready to play?
Sure.
Have you seen this before?
Yes.
Okay, so you know how it's done. I'm going to make a statement, and you're going to tell me whether it's true or false, and we'll try to help you if it's too difficult. True or false? Azizah types 130 words per minute. True or false? Azizah is a typing fool.
Well, I would like to give her credit and say true, but
True. She said true. It was the first thing out of her mouth. I'd like to give her credit. I have not witnessed this, but I have it on good authority that she is a typing demon. Azizah actually types at 130 words per minute. We need a video of that for your Instagram, and we'll be watching. The next statement is true or false as well, and it concerns Stephen Brown. Although Dr. Brown is Dutch, he does not like dairy products. True or false? A Dutch man who does not like dairy.
I don't know. Yes, true.
That's true, and I know this firsthand. He does not like dairy products. I don't know if his countrymen know that, but it is true. Dr. Brown,
he would be deported.
He would be deported. True or false? And for the Fauxdori cover, true or false? Fountain Pen Day is only celebrated in the United States. True or false?
Oh, that is false.
That is false, and she knew it right off. Congratulations, Michelle. You have won the Fauxdori cover by Carrie Yeager. And everybody's applauding. And the way this works is when we are finished with the show, I will call you back to get your address. Okay. Thanks for calling.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, we have a winner. Carrie, you're going to send that to somewhere in Colorado.
Not a problem. We'll get that out before the Philadelphia show.
Oh, good. How many of those do you have? Is this something you make consistently, or is it were these one-offs?
I did make them one-off, and then as people, you know what happens is you put stuff on Instagram, and people will pick. You'll show a pen, and they'll pick something out of the furthest corner that you can't even make out, and they'll say, "Hey, what is that?" You know, and that becomes the center of interest. It's not your new Omas that you got. But I do make them more often now. I'm going to bring a few to the show. I don't know how many, just a few.
They are very intriguing. I have a Midori. I had the long version, and I guess I'm disappointed with it because the size is not right. It's just too long. You have to buy the paper that they sell. The paper isn't all that great. So yeah, a cover that would be a Fauxdori actually appeals to me quite a bit. Just throwing that out there, Terry. It appeals to me quite a bit.
It really helps because there's so many notebooks that are the when I say field note size, every brand makes one. It's at 3.5 by 5, 5.5, whatever it is. So it's easy to get your favorite brand if they're not ones you made yourself. Like the
We've got Clairefontaine there.
I do, but there are ones like the Tomo River ones that are made like that. Those small notebooks. I can't think of
who's making Tomato River.
Colonel?
Who?
Colonel.
Yeah, yes. Yep, I have those. Those are very nice, and you can just throw those in there as well. And they fit.
Fantastic. Well, like I said, I can't wait to see them. I like that idea. And I'm going to see Spencerian. Thank you to Michael Ward at the Philadelphia Pen Show, and I'm going to see pens. Thanks to Ryan Krusek at the Philadelphia Pen Show, and Azizah and Dr. Brown will be crying in their cereal.
Yes, we will.
Oh, Dr. Brown probably doesn't eat cereal because we usually put milk on it over here.
Yeah, I just eat it raw. I just eat it without the milk.
He doesn't eat cereal. You don't have. Yeah, crunching. I think you've only recently had real pancakes. Like, for the first time ever. He's so
Dutch
deprived.
pancakes are flat.
So deprived.
What do you mean flat? Pancakes are flat.
Yeah. No. But I mean, your American pancakes are this thick or something?
Oh, they're thinner. Dutch pancakes are thinner. They're more like crepes.
Crepes?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they're not quite crepes. They don't have the same
crepes.
flavor.
No,
It's
they're
very
not
tragic. So tragic.
Dutch pancakes are flat. You heard it here first, folks. Write it down. Note the date. So I'm ready to say goodbye, but I'm going to go through the room. Carrie, I'm going to make you front and center so you can say goodbye to everybody.
Bye, everybody. Hopefully we'll see you next week in Philadelphia.
And now, Mr. Ward.
So long, everybody. Hopefully we see everybody in Philadelphia. Have a good day.
Mr. Krusek.
Have a great day. Great speaking with you all again. See you guys in Philadelphia.
And Azizah and Dr. Brown.
We will not see you in Philadelphia, but I hope you all have a great time.
Well, speaking of seeing us in Philadelphia, we have not ruled out the possibility of doing FPtv from the Philadelphia Pen Show.
That is true.
I'll have to see how that goes when we get there, because as always at a pen show, the biggest challenge is finding an internet connection that will allow us to do so from anything other than our guest room. Because who wants to do it in a guest room when you know downstairs is a pen show? So we'll keep you posted on that. I'll get to the hotel on Thursday and try to find a place on Friday that might work, and then we'll just let everybody know.
There is one final question, Eric. Are you going to record a cover of Neil Young's Philadelphia for the show?
I was planning on that. Did someone leak that and tell you?
It was windy.
Well, I was just,
Windy.
Lord Windermere was really wondering. He wanted to be in the chorus.
Oh, yeah. Sign him up. Sign him up.
If I get a Hemingway, I'll film myself running up the steps of Philadelphia and doing the Rocky Dance.
Are you looking to purchase a Hemingway?
I'm always looking to purchase a Hemingway.
Okay, we'll end the show and put you in touch with somebody that we know that might have one for you. Goodbye, everybody. Until next time, Fountain Pen Television, Pen O'Clock. Bye.
Bye. Ink responsibly.
What did you say, Azizah?
Ink responsibly.
Ink responsibly. Adios.